Hello and welcome to the session. I am Akshay Kumar and I will be discussing with you about the digital divide. The digital divide term consists of two basic terms, the digital and the divide. The term digital relates to information technology. Why? Because it has evolved from the term digit, and digit basically refers to the decimal digit or binary digit. In this particular case, since we are dealing with the information technology, it is the binary digit which basically consists of 0 and 1 only. But what it has to do with the digital divide? Well, the use of information technology started with mainframe computer that were used for scientific research and government statistical data gathering and processing to speed up research and forecasting. So, the whole thing started at a very different point of time, right, and the objective was to support the government data, right. However, that did not last at that very that level only. It changed into many other ways. So, the information technology was then applied to functions such as design, enterprise resource planning, manufacturing, mission critical system, and so on and so forth in the commerce, in the business, in the scientific exploration, and so on and so forth. The internet and World Wide Web changed the world with the fast and easy access to information and communication. Now, that was a very interesting domain. Why? Because the World Wide Web changed the way we started living in this particular world, because the information was available at the click of a button, right. But was it available for everyone, or was it available only for few people, right? So, that was one of the concern which we really need to deal with this particular in this particular session. This resulted in development of newer business models and applications. So, something like e-commerce, something like e-governance, something like image processing application, something like robot based system came into existence, and all because the information was digitally available. It could be digitally processed with the help of something called computer and its related technology. It could be communicated very, very fast because of availability of computer and related technology. But what brings in divide into this digital world? Well, the divide basically means the difference or the gap, right. So, there is a gap. Now, how this gap or this digital divide came? Well, it is not in the context that the divide physically came into existence, but in the context of ICT, the term divide is linked to the availability and use of information technology amongst different groups of people. And if we extend this particular definition today, then we must also extend to the extent that securely accessing and manipulating information in this digital society of present years, right. Security has become paramount in the era of computing these days. Why? Because we are doing all not all, but most of our work related tasks using the computer, and there are many security problems associated when we are dealing with everything in the terms of computer. Therefore, we have to deal in this particular digital world very, very securely, right. But where is the gap then? The gap is basically that some people are using that particular technology and some people are not having access to this particular technology, and they are not able to use this technology in a very secure manner. Now, who are these people who can access this technology and where this digital divide is going to exist? Well, among the students. If some of the students who are not today using the computers and the internet technologies, they might be losing on to certain things, although they might be working on some other physical technologies, but many a times extra help remedial help which can come with the help of internet technologies, they won't be able to use those technologies. Internet and I mean basically it is information and communication technology are based on internet only. So that's why we'll be using the term internet interchangeably, right? Okay. Then the organizations. Now organizations have to advertise, reach to various customers. Now those kinds of things can happen only if they are using digital technologies, and if there is a digital divide, then organizations will be finding it very difficult to survive. Okay. Healthcare systems. Today's healthcare systems are mainly based on digital technologies, right. There are so many equipments available which basically use digital technology in diagnosis of various diseases, right. So they got to be utilized in hospitals wherever the healthcare systems are available. They should be available over there so that general public and the masses get the help from those kinds of technology. And if they are not there, that creates a divide, that we won't be getting that kind of a service available at our doorstep. Commerce and banking, I think this is one area which has developed a lot. In fact, banking, most of us now know e-banking because now our country is moving into that particular direction, right. We are moving into digital transactions. So we are going to be a digital country in very maybe few years down the line, right. So the commerce and banking has contributed a lot in that particular direction. Then the customer care. Now these days even the customer care, like you might be getting many calls onto your mobile phones, right, and these mobile phones you get calls like you take loan, you take this, technically they are customer care calls, although some of those calls become you don't like those kinds of calls, but technically speaking they can be organized further so that you are not troubled about those kinds of customer care services, right. Now, what are the hypotheses of knowledge gap, right? What are the reasons basically in that particular direction? Why this particular gap is existing? That it suggests that each new technology increases the gap between the informed class and uninformed class of people. So you bring in new technology, whether it is digital or non-digital, it increases the gap. And when the gap is increasing, the knowledge gap, it causes the digital divide in that particular sense. Now this, the knowledge gap or the digital divide, the term was coined by Philip J. Techner and his colleagues in the context of print media. So when print media became popular, that was the time this term was brought in, like people who were able to read print media and the people who were not able to utilize that print media. So at that point of time, the hypothesis for digital divide was primarily that they are not having access to literacy in that particular sense. So they cannot use the digital media. However, with the advent of television, IT, mobile technologies, and the gap is primarily due to access and use of that technology. But once again I point out, in a secured manner. Now what can be the reasons of digital divide? Well, non-availability of IT infrastructure was one of the prime reason, right. That situation in our country has changed now, right, to great extent because especially due to availability of mobile networks. However, still the communication bandwidth is an issue for multimedia rich information. So we have the technology today at our doorstep in the form of mobile, and most of the people now are moving towards the mobile applications they are having onto their mobile phones. So moving towards the smartphone, and mobiles have changed this particular reality of digital divide. The reasons like non-availability of IT infrastructure is gradually being curbed. It is now not a major kind of a difference, but definitely issues related to unreliable, cost-effective connectivity, right. So mobile technologies are helping, yet these kinds of reliability of these infrastructure is still a problem. Then another reason which I believe is prime reason of the divide happens to be education, because ICT can help in reducing this gap not only the gap of education, but education is causing the ICT, the gap, that is the digital divide gap, and that is a very difficult issue for us. I mean, the point is that if you do not have education, even if you have access to technology, how you are going to use it? That is going to be of paramount importance. So, we need to be more adaptable to learning, understanding. It is not literacy anymore, it is basically we need to understand what information is there and make meaning out of that information so that we can utilize it in our day-to-day life. That is the essence. That is why I talked about the security issues, right. So, this is the essence of education today. Okay. So, we must learn whatever way we want to get information about from the internet and learn more and more about it from the internet information, so that I can curb this particular digital divide in the sense that I am able to access that information and use it. That is of paramount importance to one. There are MOOCs available, massive open online courses which are available. The SWAYAM platform which you are using for this particular online course is one such platform. So, there are multiple platforms now available which can reduce this particular digital divide to a great extent. Then non-availability of scientific and research knowledge in local languages. Now, this is one of the major concerns. If the data and information about scientific research is not available in local languages, then how the local people are going to utilize that particular knowledge in their day-to-day activities. And that is very, very important for a knowledge society, for an information society to prosper and develop itself. Right. So, a lot of work is going into this particular direction, including translating MOOCs to different Indian languages. That is massive open online courses we are translating into multiple languages, like in agriculture courses are getting translated into 7 or 8 Indian languages. Now, that is going to create a lot of good scientific information, agriculture related scientific information available at your doorstep. And then you can use it in your, because it is in your own language, it is in our own words. So, that is how the digital divide is going to be curbed, and it is necessary to curb this digital divide, otherwise it has major impact on the society. Then readiness of society to adapt digital technologies. So, our country is making once again a huge progress in this particular direction. People from all ages, right, gender and social status are embracing ICT due to ease of use. Most elderly people are now started using mobile phones. They are trying to access a lot of good information out of it, right? And youngsters in any case are very very amenable to the new technologies. They are using those technologies, and the social status is no longer a bar anymore, right? So, even if you may belong to any social status, but if you have mobile with you, you will be able to curb this particular digital divide, which used to be one of the cause earlier. Now, you can curb that particular digital divide. Now, there are dimensions associated with digital divide. These dimensions can be categorized into international dimension and the national dimension. Now, ICT, basically these dimensions relate to ICT infrastructure. So, ICT infrastructure among different parts of the world is different. Our country once again has shown great progress, and today we are competing with the best in the world. And the national dimension happens to be among our states, our union territories. In certain states we will be having lesser amount of technology available, whereas in certain states the technology which is available is tremendously good, better than many other. But these things are changing very, very fast with our government thrust onto digital India. Everybody is now moving in the direction of creating digital infrastructure so that you can utilize it in your day-to-day activities and technologies. Okay. Now, what are the impacts if we do not curb this digital divide? How it can impact us? Well, on employment, right? On employment, it can cause major problems for the people who do not know the technology. Now, what are those factors which we should look into? So, on employment basis, for the employment part, we should be developing skills, otherwise we will be left behind. Now, new class of ICT workers have been created, including document creation, DTP, database systems, web development. All these kinds of workers are finding their jobs. So, the new skills are in the market and people are expected to develop those skills and come and get opportunity to work. So, digital content development is one such area. There is demand for software professionals, right? Business analytics has an important profession nowadays. So, you can learn about analytics and can become a business analytic person. There is great amount of demand. Machine learning and artificial intelligence they have become very popular. Robotics has become very popular. So, all these professions are causing major changes in the lifestyle of us, and we have to see to it that we do not fall into the trap of digital divide, so that we lag behind. We should come forward and move forward into that particular direction where we know the ICT, we have those ICT skills, and we can move ahead in our careers. Does digital divide also impact development? Well, technically speaking, yes. ICT has helped industry to gain competitive advantage over others. In fact, with the advent of Web 2.0, the people, the industries which were not having access to the Web 2.0, where they were using the technologies such as that is social media kind of technologies, emails and all that, and online advertising and all that kind of interactive based technology. The organization which did not use those technology were left behind. So, it is very, very important that development from the development front, we take care of this digital divide. We are not lagging behind. We create adequate IT infrastructure within our own organization, so that we can advertise, promote, create our own website and talk to our own customers like that, so that we are in a better position to discuss these kinds of situations. ICT can help accelerating development in some sense, because they result into new economic activities, like hardware and software development is there in the industry. So, many people are getting employment in hardware and software industry, right? ICT enabled services, therefore, you should be, and I mean the ICT helps development, and you should help yourself so that you do not fall into the trap of digital divide. So, ICT and related technology can bring disruptive changes. In fact, they have brought disruptive changes which can be hampered, which can be hampered by digital divide, but we are there, you are there. We have to ensure that this digital divide is not existent anymore. So, let us develop together and curb any kind of digital divide on our society. Now, there can be on national and social interests also digital divide can hamper the situation. However, what we have to look into is ICT as a career, as I said, that it is touching all walks of life. So, ICT has become one of the career also. So, you can think about that as a career. Okay. For useful information about jobs, agriculture and health, you are using ICT. If you are not using it, once again you will be facing lots of problems. Participation in better social communication, opportunities for social welfare. I think many of you are talking to various different organizations and different structures or social structures has been created where you can contribute, right? Or you can contribute online, you can deliver online lectures, you can deliver online teaching, or you can even go to certain physical places and do it, and information about that is available. So, many things can be done with the help of ICT. It is not necessary that ICT delivers that particular thing, but it can provide information to people who can then help in physically doing those activities in that particular sense. Okay. So, if digital divide prevails in our country, then we will be losing all the benefits of ICT. And we need to look into the measures to bridge the gap. Although I have been talking about these gaps and solution to these gaps, but let's look into in a consolidated manner how this digital gap can be, we can bridge this particular digital gap. Well, first is the education matters for all. Right. So, education is one of the most important thing which we really need to look into. Even if you are, you might have stopped at some, some of, some people who have not read after a certain while, please make sure that you help them so that they come up with some basic knowledge, the education skills over a period of time, because if they don't do it, they will be left behind, and we don't want any person in India to be left behind because of digital gap, right? So if you are good, you are because that's why you are into this particular program, CIT program. Therefore, you are knowing about this, you want to learn about digital and technologies and want to curb this digital divide. But also help others so that they also come up to a certain level and are able to curb this particular digital divide in their lives. There are many educational opportunities using ICT. So it is just the initiation which we have to do, but there are many opportunities, and as I said, the access to useful, massive, open online courses promotes learning to a great extent. Anybody can do any course. And the idea which we had forgotten at some point of time, that every day we must learn something, we must read something. Now we have that technology at our doorstep. So we can do it. Every day learn something and make yourself better. The betterment happens just inch by inch. It doesn't happen overnight that you will become best person in the world. But the betterment of you starts when you start learning, when you start reflecting on what you have learned, and that is very, very important. So please, there is an opportunity using ICT. Change yourself to the extent, become a daily learner, a learner who is making difference in the society. Okay, needs training of learners as well as teachers. Now this is necessary, and that is why you are doing this course. A little bit of training and you are there. If you don't try, you are never there, right? Internet access to public large mobile data, right, it is available. So internet access is essential these days, and I think most of us are using large mobile data on our mobiles. Most of us are using it, and if even if at least we get the textual content, I think that will be good enough to deal with this situation. Now finally, support by the government to bring in culture like Digital India, and it's already there, right? The government support is already there. Government is actually pushing forward to it. It is we who have to make this particular initiative popular as well as successful. So we have to move into this particular direction, and that is what our country is counting on us, and I'm sure we all can deliver in this particular direction. So let me summarize what we have discussed in this particular session. First, we discussed about the digital divide, what it is and how it affects us. Then the causes of digital divide, like what are the different causes which are there as far as digital divides are concerned. Then the effect on different things like employment and all those, employment on development. So the effects of digital divide. And finally, we discussed about the measures to overcome digital divide. With this, I would like to end this session. Thanks for being with me.